Hello, everybody! My name is Zombierecon, and this is Don't Take It Personally, Babe. It just ain't your story. From what I know of this game, it's a visual novel that acts almost as a spiritual successor to a more popular visual novel that's received quite a bit of praise in its time, considering it's from what I think is an American indie developer. Correct me if I'm wrong, but can't say I've actually played all that many visual novels. I've played quite a few in my time. Some of lesser quality, to say the least, and others of just mind-blowing proportions. So hopefully this lands somewhere in between. You know, I can't say I have the highest expectations of it, but they certainly aren't low by any stretch of the imagination. So, let's boot this up. There are, of course, some mistakes that you can see coming from miles ahead. Mistakes that you should have known better than to make. Already making things very dramatic, very foreboding. There are mistakes where you realize as you go along that things are just getting worse. I've made a lot of those mistakes in life. So apparently, the protagonist is not exactly content with his life, which I think all of us can relate to some extent. But then there are also mistakes that you could never see coming. You just have to leap in head first, and all you can do is hope it's not one of those. Hope that your decision doesn't turn out to be a mistake. I would find that a lot of our choices are like this. And a lot of our mistakes stem from those choices, because as smart as we are, or like to think we are, we unfortunately don't have the capacity to see into the future, and our intuition only can bring us so far. And it's on that high note that I start my first day of school. High notes? Now, I don't know if you're one of those people who see really depressing things in like a positive light, but that was definitely not a high note. That was like a kind of note. You know, I don't know what you would call that. Chapter 1, The Trouble with Trials. Monday, October 18th. Yes, I'm nervous, and I don't think there's much shame in that. I would agree. Especially if this is your first day of school. Then anxiety should be at an all-time high. Fucking first day of school sucks. Like, you're sitting in your chair, you don't know anyone around you. Maybe you know one or two people, but you haven't really talked to them much, so you don't really want to talk to them, or at least be the first one to greet them, because then it feels like you're pushing yourself onto them when your relationship may not, in fact, be that close. The classroom is full by the time I arrive. I stare at the sea of unfamiliar faces. Hey, there you go. Their eyes piercing as they stare back. And look at all those uniforms. It's outright intimidating. I mean, seeing as how uniforms are uniform, I imagine, yes, they are imitating themselves. Especially during production. That's the whole point. They're uniforms. But I'm assuming this is his first day. Maybe it told me it was his first day, her first day, their first day. Am I a female or a boy? They haven't really explained who I am. So, it should be interesting to see. Now isn't the time to be scared of 11th graders, though. It would seem I have a point of interaction. What's going on here? Oh my god, is that our new homeroom teacher? So hot. It doesn't look like I can respond to her, but this is Ariana Bell, what I believe is Asai. Just a Girl, December 23rd, 2010. Hometown. Wait, birthday 2010? What year is it? I believe they told me the year, and I completely just ignored it. Like, I even think I read it out loud, and it just didn't fucking process. Well then, gender, female, interested in men, religious views, atheist, political views, liberal, relation status, single, attending Lake City Academy, grade 11. I'm assuming since she has my number, she is my friend. I don't know how important these various statuses are. Like, do I need to know she's single, liberal, and atheist? I don't know, I guess I'll find out. If those were important, I think that'd make this game, or this visual novel, more interesting. Alright, let's go ahead and continue the story. Now isn't the time to be scared of 11th graders, though. Apparently, the protagonist is in 11th grade. Alright. I take a deep breath and introduce myself to the new class. To my new class. And we should see who this character is. Good morning, everyone. I'm Mr. Rook, and starting today, I'll be taking over as your homeroom teacher. So I'm not even a student! I'm a teacher! What? Talk about a plot twist the first 5 minutes of this. Holy shit. Then why does my companion look so young? I don't know where my companion went. Oh, that's unfortunate. Oh, here she is. I mean, she looks young. Maybe she's like the art professor at the school. I couldn't tell you. A month into the year, apparently, their proper teacher became seriously sick and is on an extended leave. Yeah, I wasn't expecting taking the role of a professor. Also, why am I getting messages every 3 seconds? Wow, I didn't know teachers could look like that. He'll do. Oh, these are my students. Why am I getting my students' messages? That's a little awkward. Am I some sort of hacker elite? Ooh. I am just hacking into their social networks and having my phone notify me every time they interact with one another. I'm pretty sure that's illegal. Oh. Okay then. I'm really looking forward to spending the year with you guys. First, I'm going to take attendance, so I have some idea of who you are. After that, I'll tell you a bit about myself, then we can get started. Do I have another message, or for some reason... Oh, I guess I need to actually click it for it to be considered as read. Hopefully enough, the class list is available on my computer. I would hope so, or at least in your notes. And the glowing mail icon tells me that I have unread messages, which I can read at any time. It probably should soon. Once again, pal, I'm not sure you should be doing this. I almost feel inclined not to ever click my mail, because I feel like there's a serious invasion of privacy going on. Well, here goes. Sorry in advance if I pronounce any of these wrong. Ariana Bell aside, the first woman whose message I read. Wait, she looks completely different than the picture online. Here we have like almost like a really hip, energetic, fun-loving girl. And the girl in front of me is like reserved, introverted, almost disinterested, I would say. Alright. That's a cute name. Kendall Flowers? Sup, sir. I haven't met her before. She, actually... I take that back. The other one seems more nervous. She looks more disinterested than anything else. Good. Taylor Gibson? Why are all my students girls? Is this, all-female school? Because it's becoming slightly creepy that they're all girls. I'm here. She's super energetic, fun-loving, almost, I would say airheaded. So you are. Next, sorry? Charlotte Grewell? Is that right? Nerdy. Class president. Well-behaved. Well-mannered. Really resourceful and helpful. Yes, that's right, present. Just checking. How about Isabel? Another female. Cool beauty. Ice queen. Super mature. Nobody says anything, or at least not that I can hear, but a girl near the back of the class waves. Okay, Isabella's at the back. Nolan Striukas? I believe that's how you pronounce it. And that sounds like a male. No answer. Of course the one male is not in class. Should have seen that coming a mile away. Oh, of course, that's your kind of man, Taylor. He's here! He's messaging people. He's just refusing to respond. He seems very vulgar, very blatant, very misbehaved, a troublemaker. Someone taps on the shoulders of one of the boys strongly. Nolan, say something, it's attendance. Oh, here. He also looks very different from his picture, and I'm not entirely sure why. Here, he doesn't seem like any of that. He just seems like... almost like... lackadaisical, low energy... as if he wants to be somewhere else. Alright, and Akira Yamazaki. Can't tell if boy or... God damn it. Once again, anime fucking eludes me. I'm assuming that's a boy because it is wearing a tie, and if I said that on Tumblr, I'd get my ass handed to me. So, I'm assuming it's a guy. I'm assuming the gender. So sue me. Oh, wow, nice colors there. I realize the school's uniform policy is really more like a suggestion, but wow. Yeah, that is very vibrant green. He seems like sweet, kind, helpful. I guess he would be like almost in a sense like the typical protagonist, as opposed to me, who's a professor. Alright, great. I go through the entire class list and it looks like everyone is here after all. Now I have to start remembering the faces. An introduction is in order though. This will be interesting. Not sure why the text is lagging. I'm the world's biggest fuck up. I've managed to screw up 2 whole marriages and became a teacher because of a bizarre midlife crisis. I'm looking forward to working with all of you. It's probably not what I should say. Though it would be extremely interesting if you did say it. I'm not sure you would have your job afterwards, but hey, you know, you gotta weigh the options. This will actually be my first full-time teaching job. I studied English literature in the university, but I spent the past 15 years working in computers. Which I hope should serve as a warning to anyone who plans to go into computers. It is bleak, boring work, but here I am now. So you're not willing to disclose that you're a fuck-up, but you are willing to prevent the fuck-up of your students. I would say that's a pretty goddamn good teacher right there. I keep saying professor because I'm more used to calling people professors now being in college. I guess it was a habit I had to form because calling your professor teacher is, in a sense, fairly degrading. Yeah, that's advice for anyone going into college from high school. Just learn the distinction. Save yourself a lot of trouble. I'm not a hard ass, and I never liked teachers who were when I was your age. If for any reason whatsoever you're having trouble, whether it's academically with your fellow students or really anything, talk to me. I'm flexible, and that's what I'm here for. You actually don't seem very flexible. Your arms are, you know, tied together at your waist. And your glare is very evident, and you seem very, displeased with your current situation. You're not really leaving a good, I'm too busy focusing on the lag. Look at this! Look at this! It's crazy! I must... almost there! As I was saying before I got distracted, you're not leaving a good first impression. I think that's everyone's kind of man. Listen to that. He's totally the Smex. And this was the reserved girl. Is she trying to fucking fool me? Why can't you be less reserved in class? Is there something I need to know about you? Are you sure you want to quit? As a matter of fact, I'm positive I don't want to quit. There's also another message. I just can't seem to find it. Oh, here. Here it is. I think I like our new homeroom teacher. He seems like he'll be nice. His status is hold me tight, tight enough to break me, so that even in a blizzard, I won't feel cold. About that. Huh. I guess since you're a teenager, that's your angst, you know, like, spilling out, but, God, that's just embarrassing. He's a male into girls, his religious views are the Church of Megami Melody-sama. So he's an otaku. Because his political views is also burning justice prevails. Right then. Once again, like, it's so weird that, like, my perception of who these people are is not being reflected on their social media. I'd go through the other people's profiles, but the lag is, for some reason, here and unbearable. I am receiving 4 frames on a game that I should have 100 on. My computer is a toaster. I'm in my office most days after school, so just ask, no matter what it's about, even if it seems trivial. See, that's weird, because in college, usually they give us, you know, their office hours and the location of their office, but they also give us their office number as well as their school email. And I don't think that's ever been a thing in high schools. Even though I feel like it should. I don't know. Maybe I was just in a weird high school. Anyway. Yeah, I'm not going to be any of the assholes that I had for teachers in high school. That's for sure. Regardless, I'm looking forward to work with you all. To work with you all. To work with you all. To working with you all. Oh my god. Sometimes it astounds me, my inability to say the most basic of words. I look over the class, and I can tell that they look vaguely impressed. I didn't expect anything more. Well, if you read their text, you would see they're more than impressed. Well, now it's time to get started on the boring things, like going over the syllabus. Yeah, I know that. I'm well aware of that one. The entire first week of college is usually just discussing your syllabus. It's never work. Is this thing going to progress, or do I need to progress it? Apparently I need to progress it. Yeah, the first week of college is just like, hey, this is what you'll be doing all year. See you next week. Where we'll actually be doing stuff. Okay, as I explained yesterday, today we're going to be starting our unit on Pulp Fiction with the novel Chainmail. Can't tell if that's a fictional novel or a non-fiction fictional novel where it's actually something I should have read but didn't. Whoops. Can I see a show of hands for everyone who actually did the homework last night? No one raises their hands. Every hand in the room goes up. I would hope so. It was only 40 very short pages. When you were in high school, did you guys ever raise your hand when the professor told you to? The teacher told you to. God damn it. I personally did not. I never responded to the teacher. Cause I guess there was like a pressure to be disinterested. Just like everyone else. But at the same time, I didn't feel it was necessary. There were some teachers who were like, well, I'm not progressing the lesson until you guys respond to me. And those guys were dicks. Because they probably did know what it was like to be a high schooler, but they refused to acknowledge it. When you're in high school, the last thing you want to do is stand out, especially to your peers. So forcing people to stand out is just painful. It's almost like psychologically scarring. Alright, so what are your initial impressions of the premise? Obviously, this is a novel that is fundamentally about an era of internet culture. Do you think it seems relatable, unrelatable? Well, assuming that it is in fact at least 20 something, yeah, I would say the internet is fairly relatable for everyone. Because in 2016, the internet is about all we're exposed to. So can someone explain to me what exactly is up with the lesbians this week? All I see is a bunch of status updates and a whole lot of drama. What's different now? How do they expect me to like focus on the main story when there's like a sub-story also going on at the same time? I guess the answer would be because it's simple. It's not that hard to do. But I'm a little challenged. What can I say? Am I sure I want to quit? No, but I will quit very soon because it is starting to be that time where I move on with my life and go do homework or something. Silence all around. Now that seems more realistic. Just your general thoughts. There's no right or wrong answer here. Anyone? After a bit of hesitation, the hand of the girl with pigtails and glasses goes up. It takes me a moment to remember her name, Charlotte. I don't remember who that is. Who should I call on to answer? Okay, he doesn't want to be the dick professor. And I don't want him to be the dick professor. So he's not gonna choose somebody who's not raising their hand and force them to answer. So go for Charlotte. Call on Charlotte. It's not giving me the option to call on Charlotte. Oh, there we go. So, apparently enter is to choose, which is totally different from how I progress the story, which is through space. As much as I'm tempted to pick on Taylor for not paying attention in class, I decide the better of it. I'd be a jerk if I did. At least he understands. Yes, Charlotte? Oh, it's that chick! It's club class president book type woman. Well, it seems like it's all really disconnected, isn't it? Everything about emails and one private website. That's very surprising. What about that struck you as surprising? Am I getting my frames back? Now I get my frames back! This girl is the god of frames. Not only is she kinda cute. Alright, can we actually just edit that out? I don't want anyone to hear me say that. Just, scratch that out. Is it gone now? Am I good? Alright. Specifically, how the girl wasn't able to reach out to anyone because she didn't know anyone's email addresses. It feels very disconnected, lonely. It wouldn't make much sense to have a story like that now. She could have just posted on her classmates' walls. Interesting. So would you say it's inherently more lonely because of the technology? I don't know. Maybe. That's okay. You can sit down now. That's a good segue, though. You've touched on some important themes. I mean, if she doesn't know the emails of her friends, she could post on the walls of their social media, but that could be troublesome. What if she felt as though she needed to know the phone numbers, and because she doesn't, there's a conflict, and she's even more afraid to ask them? I feel like you're not really giving this full credence here. But the teacher's, impressed, so hey, you're doing something right. And I would hope so, seeing as how you're the book type. Or at least seemingly the book type, because what this game has taught me is that appearances appearances lie. Taylor, don't be a bitch. Like this guy, I would never expect him to say bitch. And also, that sounds like he's not even an otaku. What the fuck who are these people? I don't get them. Oh. Alrighty then. I just closed out of the game. Okay. I guess that's it. I will I will see you guys next time. Bye.